All right, so I'm back again. Forgive me for the lisp in my voice because I'm a little ill right now. And anyway, so what I decided to do is I borrowed this Halo. It's about I don't know, 1 or 2 years old. A friend of mine loaned to me. This is the Parasound A23 Halo. Now there's a newer Plus that has more power, but this thing's got plenty of power. I think at 8 ohms it's something like 220 or 30, and it automatically adjusts itself. If you're running 4 ohm speakers, I think it goes up to a few hundred watts or some insane number, but it's plenty of power. Well, what I did is I decided to compare it to the Dynakit 120 here. Now, all the stuff you read online is, ignore it. This is a newer model. This is the newer NG that Kenny Russell at Fantastic Fintronics does. I think they're about $600. Halo's about $1,500, and you can get those, the newer version, if you want. But all I have here is the older model, which is still a fantastic amplifier anyway, so I doubt the sound's going to be that much different. And there's 60 watts a channel on here. I run, 8 ohms or 4 ohm loads on it, speakers, so either way. So things to cover here, I have a sub. I didn't use the T5i subs on here, and I'm running I'm not going to be using any subs. I'm playing everything flat. So I use the Aretha preamp, everything flat, so everything's the same. So we're just getting the sound signature, the two amps compared to each other with it. By the way, this thing runs cool. It's not like the old one where they ran hot, and there's a lot of criticism online about that, and a lot of that crap online. A lot of these people, they just parrot what other people say. I know this for a fact because I do in the astronomy industry. I've been doing it 30 years. I know people who really have compared things, and a lot of the stuff you hear is from people that are not even comparing stuff, and they go on the forums and they can make comments about things they've never even tried. And then they say, I've never tried it, but I've tried this, but this is a real comparison, A-B, between the two. So I played couple of albums. I did Bella Flick, Flex Stones here, and this Bill Evans at this Jazz Festival album right here. This is great. It's got great drums and bass and just a fantastic live album. Just amazingly well recorded. And the Bella Flick albums are just fantastic. The banjos and the bass dynamics and everything. So I use those just so we're aware. There's an attenuator on the back of the Halo. You can run, they have balanced and unbalanced inputs on this thing, which is kind of cool. They have an attenuator on the back. Now, when I turned it on, because I am using the Heresy, which are extremely sensitive, I had the attenuation at full. You don't have to have it, but at full, it was very loud, audible noise. I mean, you could tell I had a humming and buzzing sound, so I had to take it. To get rid of it, I had to drop the attenuators down to about 50%. And by doing so, I had to have the volume, up here around 12 o'clock to make it similar to what the Dynakit was with the attenuator on full. The Dynakit was around 9 o'clock position here, and the Parasound was up here. I would imagine if I turn the attenuator up, obviously the Parasound's got more power, it should be a lot louder, but for some strange reason, it just doesn't seem louder. So even with the attenuators up, but I don't know. Both can be used as and this is what people don't know. If you have an attenuator on an amplifier, you can buy a Schiit SYS for $49 and run it straight into a Schiit SYS. There were people doing reviews online about amplifiers. You can run a Schiit SYS, and it's fantastic. It's completely flat. It's a fantastic piece of equipment. Obviously not in this review, but these do run by themselves as integrated amps if you want to do that. And then, so anyway, here's my verdict on the two. So on the A23, that I can tell right away, I mean within seconds, that the bass on, sorry about all this, I know. The bass on the Parasound was just softer. It was, it almost seemed mushier. It wasn't clean and tight, clean and as tight as it was in the Dynakit. And the Dynakit is just dead quiet at full attenuation. It's super efficient, man. It's just like so effortless. And it sounds more like a tube amp. This one has more spatial separation. This Parasound to me sounded more two-dimensional, a little softer and two-dimensional to me. This one's just so open and airy. It's just, to me, it was just night and day difference. I mean, it was so obvious to me right off the bat. I think the Dyna, the 120, in my opinion, is, you know, $600 too versus $1,500. Go figure, right? But the three-dimensional effect you get with the ST120 is just, it's right there, and it's such a perfect match for the Heresy. The Halo, I ran it with the Maggies, and it ran the Maggies better, much better than what the 120 could do. So if you're running Magnepans, I definitely recommend the Parasound over the 120. But with Heresies or highly efficient speakers, it's just no contest between the two. The 120 is just amazing. So like I said, don't listen to all the crap you read on the internet all the time. You know, it's amazing how much nonsense is on the internet. You know, you get so many yahoos on there, you know, talking crazy, who don't really compare stuff. They just read old information, and they don't know, you know. And you never know until you sit. Everybody's got different rooms and different acoustics and speakers and different setups. So anyway, that's my take on the two, just so you guys know. All right.